Yo boys, 3-man Golem 11 with a fodder, so let's get in there. I really like these three heroes. It works out beautifully, and I could have done this before. I could have definitely done this before, but I was like, yeah, I'm running out of sky stones. Kinda need to enhance my fodders. Gotta get some XP into them, and yeah, I mean this is one of the better things to do. Like, you gotta farm your hunts, you gotta get your materials, and might as well get some experience on your fodders, on some new 5-star you obtain or something like that. At the same time, of course, your success rate is gonna go down, your runs are gonna be slower, but it's a good trade-off, especially because if you fail, well, you don't lose your energy, which is I mean, it's really good. It's really good. So this team composition, Achates is the only healer. I have a lifesteal set on Carmainerose. I would say the success rate right now is... it's kind of odd, like, with this game. Sometimes you just get a good streak of wins, and then sometimes you could just, like, fail back to back for a while. It's almost like the match is kind of repeating the same events as it was during the previous failures. I'm not sure how it's done exactly, but I just, like, I've seen it countless times. You could be doing so well for, like, I would say you'd have a success rate of 80-90%, and then you, like, get hit with, like, some failures back to back. Like, you could get that for like 5-6 attempts plus. Like, it just doesn't make any sense almost. But that's kind of my short explanation about it. It seems to be repeating the same kind of events that were happening before. So with this team, I did talk about it. Normally I run Mascot Hazel as my fort. She is, of course, very, very good. Most of the time, you see 3-man setups with a Mascot Hazel. This is on my Europe account. It's 53 days old. I feel like I could have done this about at day 45 or something like that. About a month and a half later, I focused on my PvP core, my PvP defense and offense before focusing purely on my Golem team. But I've been farming Golem 11 since day, what is it, 27. Hit legend rank 1. I got like almost as much sky stones as possible as a free-to-play player from all the rewards and getting the promotion rewards from the arena. So, and I've been playing a lot to be able to get to this point this shortly. But the lifesteal set on Carmainerose is helping a lot, because her health pool, her survival all around is quite low, and that lifesteal set plus the lifesteal from her skill 1 is helping a ton. She's removing buff, she's applying speed down, she's reducing combat readiness with her skill 2. Her skill 3 is the one that removes buff on the target, attack and defense buff on herself with that skill 3. I got skill 2 and 3 to +3, so they both have -1 turn cooldown, which was definitely worth it. It's Europe, there's no Soul Bad Guy here. Soul Bad Guy, of course, is amazing, but we might not see him maybe ever. So Carmainerose was definitely, I would say she's a perfect choice when you don't have Soul Bad Guy. And she just, yeah, she feels like quite like a few roles in the team. Not only does she, some heroes, they just purely lower combat readiness. She does that. She reduces speed. She does speed down, which is -30 speed. And, like, look at her damage. Of course, like, Ken did well this fight, actually. She usually deals twice his damage. She has Daydream Joker, though. That we have to keep that in mind, of course. Ken is not using Daydream Joker, so if you would be running a similar setup, I would say that you should put a Daydream Joker on your Ken. It would be better. And the reason I don't have it is because I use him on my arena defense, and I want him with L's Fist. It's going to be, of course, much more useful than Daydream Joker. But I would say it's not a total loss with L's Fist in that type of run, because if he's faster, right, his health goes down. The lower it gets, the more speed he obtains in attack. But if he has more speed, it means he's gonna cycle through his skills faster, which means it's gonna be you'll have higher up times on debuffs like defense down, attack down during the battle. And yeah, so I mean, I would say it's not a total loss, but if you want pure damage, I would say yeah, Daydream Joker would do better. I mean, if you would have like a Sigurd Sight, if he could be the one that solo kills the boss in quite a few runs, but I don't have it. And yeah, if I had Sigurd Sight, I would just use it on him, because I feel like he could win quite a few battles in on arena defense and offense as well when I use him. But yeah, Achates, she's got attack break, attack down debuff, same as Ken, but it's on her skill 1. It's only at 40% chance for mine. I feel like since I have multiple heroes that can apply attack down debuff, well, in this particular scenario, it's Achates and Ken, but I've been running with Chaos Achates a lot. He's got it on skill 2, so that's why I say I have multiple sources of attack down. But I would say Achates is definitely a solid hero, because that Clansman, and since she's using Prophetic Candlestick, this heal, this cleanse and heal, is on a short cooldown, and just because like it just triggered now, it's very, very good. You could slap a few Prophetic Candlestick on each of your support in Golem 11, like Golem in general, and it's gonna help your heroes a lot. Like I would say, like if you have a healer, like if I had Mascot Hazel, she has Prophetic Candlestick, so Achates, Prophetic Candlestick. If you had to choose between, let's say, Achates and Mascot Hazel, I would say slap it on Achates, because she heals more. From what I've been seeing, she heals quite a bit more than Mascot Hazel, and she's the one that will cleanse that defense down, which is quite deadly. The deadliest thing that can happen to you in this battle is skill 3. I mean, this skill from the boss. Wait, that's the counter attack, sorry. The boss does the shockwave, and then he triggers the counter attack. It deals a lot of damage. And yeah, because it applies defense down, and then there's an extra attack, an aftershock, which is getting amplified by the defense down he just applied before from the same attack. It's like a dual hit, so there's that. And then if counter attacks follows shortly after, you can definitely be in trouble, especially if it was able to land a stun, man, like during the counter attack. Maybe he counter attacked just before doing shockwave, and then I don't know, your healers, their heals are on cooldown, they're using skill 1, and they built up the counter attack like really quick, and he counter attacked, there's a defense down. There's a lot of scenarios, and also like the slower you kill the boss, the more dangerous he becomes. He gets more and more attack. Also, if you fail to remove his attack buff, yeah, he's gonna deal a lot of damage. If you pair defense down on your team, being applied by the crystal and by the golem, plus attack buff, it's gonna hurt a lot. So you have to be careful about these things. But I mean, like I said, even if you fail, like I'm gonna fail here, even if you fail, it's not that big of a deal. You don't lose any energy. So yes, of course you lose time, but think of it like, well, at least I'm getting some experience when I'm successful on a fodder. It's the same result. It's the same result. You are still getting those rewards. You're just getting something extra done, and it's getting experience on your fodder. All right, so let's just get... Man, that's so close, though. That's so close. Because defense down was there, and since he's low HP, L's Fist is getting him quite a bit of speed, but yeah, it could have been a victory. Or I could have just, like, when you sometimes see these types of things happening, you know, like, oh, I'm in trouble. maybe you could just pop your Guardian. Like maybe you're there, you pay attention to it, and you're like, okay, I've got like 2 heroes alive. You could just use Guardian back to back. Another trick would be, instead of using R key Guardian 1, you could be using Guardian number 2. He deals more damage than 1 and 3. He just takes, I forgot, 60 souls or something like that. He's gonna just deal more damage per use. So maybe you have 1 hero alive and you have enough souls, you pop it, and then it's gonna be just enough damage to kill the golem, or like, yeah, this could be your win. This could be your win. So yeah, sometimes it's just extra things if you want to save time. I mean, it's just like a press on the Guardian. So yeah, of course, I don't recommend manualing this. That would be quite painful to do over the course of a few hours. But I mean, maybe there's some situations where it could be worth it. Let's say there's an event with 50% XP increase, then yeah, maybe you could do it because you already get quite a bit of experience. I mean, at least you could pop your Guardian in that situation. But like, if it's an event with like a 50% gold drop increase, or maybe if it's just like 20 or 30 plus your guild buff, maybe you spend money in the game, you have your monthly the gold increase. I don't know how much, it's 5% maybe, 5% gold and experience. Then like all these things together, I would say when it's a gold buff, you would just run a 4-man team, and especially if you have a lot of maybe you have a lot of energy saved up in your mailbox, in your inbox. Maybe you're gonna convert Sky Soul, maybe you have a lot of leaves saved up, then you've got this event for a few hours, for a day. You could, like, best way would just be like 4-man it and just speed run this thing. That is if you're struggling, I would say, with 3-man plus a fodder. But if you have a solid setup of 3-man plus fodder, then by all means just run that. But it's not that easy to get a run like this. I would say Wyvern 11 is much easier. I have it on my first account. It's Angelica in the front with Tarnargard and Alexa. You can check my videos on that. And plus a fodder, it goes really well. Like, the success rate is very high. With Golem, there's a lot that can go wrong, but it's like I said, you don't lose your energy, you just lose time, you just hit that retry. It looks like things are in order in this one. I mean, we've got attack down, while the tree will cleanse it. That's the thing though, the tree cleansing your debuffs is definitely rough. It's really rough, especially if you can't land your debuffs again. It's really bad. And look at the damage he's dealing. Like, the more turns he's getting, the stronger he gets. And you're on a timetable, like, you need to kill him ASAP kind of deal. Or you could, like, near the end, especially if you get that attack down, the tree just cleanse him and you land this attack down. That's your win condition right there. That's your win condition. If it's near the end, he just applied defense down, and then you've got your cleanse ready on your Achates. That's your win condition. She's gonna clear that up. She's gonna heal, top off your team, or at least get them healthy, and you're good to go at that point. Maybe the crystal just goes right after, applies defense down, but in most cases, if the golem uses this attack, of course you're in a good spot. Of course, I don't recommend bringing heroes that are not fire in here for a 3-man setup, unless you're highly overgearing like this content. I would say, of course, stick to fire heroes. If you want to do this place early on, 4-man fire, and then you want to 3-man this thing, 3-man fire. I mean, look, I have a Carmainerose built up. She's a 3-star hero. She does really well. She does really well. You might be starting this game. Maybe you started this game not too long ago. Like, Soul bad guy, you will maybe never see him. So yeah, don't just go with heroes like that. She's definitely useful there, but I would say, of course, I'm not using her in other areas of the game, in the raid, in labyrinths. she doesn't bring much morale. Like she doesn't have good synergy to get good morale when you camp. So that's unfortunate. But you can use Carmainerose in a few floors in Abyss, and yeah, if the battle requires someone to remove buffs on the target, and you don't have a Falconer Clury, and you want an extra damage dealer, like she could be that hero. Of course, in PvP, you would not use her in Arena. You could use her in Arena offense, I guess, but definitely not on defense. Forget it. You could use her in Guild War offense, but not on defense. She's too squishy, and you kind of need to guarantee that like you go before the enemy, or you need to bait their element. Make sure like they're not ice. Like if you bring Carmainerose, make sure you're not fighting ice unless they're supports. But I mean, if you're fighting some earth, an earth team, like Carmainerose could do really good for you. Her kit is godly. So because she's not gonna be targeted unless they're cleaving. Even if they cleave, they're not gonna do that much damage unless they get lucky and crit and all that. Yeah. All right. So the gear on that. So I'm gonna show my skill ups first. I used the Unknown Slate on Ken to get this one memory imprint. I mean, it's useful. It's useful. Actually, yeah, Carmainerose is getting that health increase, so there's that. Actually, yeah, I forgot about that. I should put Achates in the back and Ken in the front. During Golem, it doesn't matter what your order is like. You just need to make sure that frontline hero is gonna survive wave 1, and Ken can do that for me. So that's a mistake I did. I should actually correct it after this. Just in this case, just to point out. That's a mistake I should have corrected. Anyways, so yeah, Daydream Joker, her skill ups, like I said, +3/+3. And if you're struggling in a 3-man setup and you've got her to +3/+3 on 2 and 3, then you could consider enhancing it further. Because that's 10% damage and 15% damage there. And that's 10% reduction in combat readiness to the Golem. That's really good, and 15% damage increase. And like you've got 10% damage increase on the +2 here, and the healing increase could allow her to well, sustain herself better. And yeah, I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad, and you're gonna be using her for a long time, like in Golem 11, a 3-man setup. If you feel like that's gonna be the case, then by all means you could do it. But yeah, you could run her on Ethica's Scepter. Wait, that was just 3-man. I'm done already. You know, Achates, there it is. There she is. So skill ups on her. Yeah, of course, this is quite big. That's a lot of healing. The healing on skill 2 is quite terrible, but that's another story though. A 3-turn cooldown, and if you can get that Prophetic Candlestick to trigger, you saw like what kind of healing she's able to do. Of course, like I have her on a speed set because I was farming Wyvern 10 before going for Golem 10 and then Golem 11 because it was just easier. It was just easier to do that with my roster. And Golem is just harder. It's just harder. Wyvern it's just easier to deal with. Especially when you have debuff. Like when you have Ken, like he provides so many debuffs already. So yeah, it's really great to have a hero that can be used in multiple areas of the game. Ken, that's the hero. Like, I mean that he can be used in so many areas. I pretty much bring him everywhere. I can't remember where I didn't bring him. Even in Water Spirit Altar I bring him. Like yeah. I'm just trying from the top of my head to figure out where have I not brought him. I use him in raids and the Abyss. Yeah, pretty much everywhere. So yeah, I would say for your Achates, you kind of need to balance your stats. Like you definitely want some speed. you don't need the speed set, but I'm not sure how. It might she might not cycle through her skills fast enough without that speed set, because I might be kind of like not bare minimum, I would say, but I feel like I could do with less speed on her and less health. What I can do without is actually the survival on Carmainerose. I would say these stats, they're alright, right? The lifesteal set is playing a major role because it's a lot of sustain for her. Unfortunately, we don't see it during the battle result. And I feel like it's helping a lot because it's just Achates healing plus her. Like she's doing some healing with skill 1 plus the lifesteal set. And I feel like it's a lot back. Like I did talk about it in the last video when I was 4-manning with Mascot Hazel. I should have paid more attention during the video. You could go back and check it out, like how much she actually heals. But if there is defense down on the target, there's no greater attack buff on her, but she still has attack buff from skill 3. So defense down on the target plus the attack buff plus Daydream Joker, which scales with your crit damage. I would say with the amount of attack she has, like and crit damage, I've seen her heal close to 3000 with, like, that wasn't even skill 1. Wait, it was probably skill 1. But it's a lot of healing, man. It's a lot of healing. And she's got some, like, her base defense is good. It's just her health is like 4000 something. It's really low. But yeah, with defense buff, I would say like that lifesteal set is definitely a lifesaver for her. And without it, I don't know if this would be possible, to be honest. Ken, I could do with less HP for sure. He could have more attack, more crit damage. 55% effectiveness would be optimal, of course, on any hero that needs to land a debuff or remove buffs off the target. Whatever, like something like that. If you need to do these mechanics, you need 55 effectiveness. In the hunts, they have 70% effect resistance on them. You need to counter that with 55% effectiveness. There's 15% you can't counter. I've said it multiple times just for players that might just like open up this video for the first time. They're wondering like how this is working out, like why he's able to do it. They're trying to compare their stats with mine and they're like, something's not matching up. Like it's not going to be 100% success rate. You saw run 2, it was a failure, but yeah, you don't lose energy, it's okay. And yeah, these were my final thoughts. Effectiveness, like on Achates too, she needs to land this attack break, and on +2 it's gonna do fine. Of course, if you can bring that to +4, that'd be good if you want a higher chance to land attack break. But this is a priority. This is a priority, at least -1 turn cooldown. But the +10 healing twice after that is definitely helpful, because I use her a lot in PvP, not so much anymore, but still I use her in a lot of content, and I feel like it was a worthy investment. But you could do without the speed set. You might need better stats on your Carmainerose, more survival, because like near the end, when the damage starts to really spike up, yeah, she might need that extra survival. That's one thing I would change if the healing output of the Achates wasn't so high. Or maybe you're running with Mascot Hazel as your healer and you're 3-manning. Well, I don't know, Carmainerose is gonna take a beating. You need some clans going for you. You're gonna need some clans, or she's gonna take a lot of damage. So yeah, I guess that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm Astranox. Like, comment, subscribe for more. Press the bell icon for to be notified whenever I release a new video, and check out my other videos. They should be showing up on the screen now. Playlist of all sorts: Arena, Guild Wars, Guys Tips and How-Tos, and Abyss Force 62+. So check those out if you haven't, and good luck with all you do in the game. Peace out for now, and happy farming.